Few aircraft inspire as much awe and secrecy as the B-2 Spirit. This remarkable bomber, with its sleek, futuristic design and cutting-edge technology, has become a symbol of American air power and innovation. The B-2 is a flying wing engineered to be nearly invisible to enemy radar, allowing it to slip undetected through hostile airspace and deliver its payload with pinpoint accuracy. In March 2025, a significant portion of this elite fleet quietly left the U.S. for Diego Garcia, a remote island in the Indian Ocean. The operation was shrouded in secrecy, with only a handful of military insiders aware of the true scale of the deployment. This wasn't routine. It was a major shift in American military posture, kept secret until open-source analysts spotted 6 B-2s on the tarmac, nearly a third of the entire fleet. The world took notice and speculation about U.S. intentions began to swirl. The journey from Missouri to Diego Garcia, requiring multiple aerial refuelings, underscored the B-2's global reach. These bombers can fly thousands of miles without landing, projecting power anywhere on the planet. Diego Garcia's location allows the U.S. to strike targets across the Middle East while avoiding political complications of using regional bases. Its isolation makes it a strategic launch pad for sensitive operations. The arrival of the B-2S marked a dramatic escalation in the ongoing conflict with Houthi rebels in Yemen, signaling a new phase in U.S. military involvement. Their presence signaled the U.S. was ready to strike targets unreachable by conventional aircraft, extending American reach deep into contested territory. Each B-2 capable of carrying massive payloads put adversaries across the region on high alert. The bomber's ability to deliver both conventional and nuclear weapons makes them a formidable deterrent. The shadows of the B-2S on Diego Garcia sent a clear, foreboding message across the Middle East. The United States was prepared to act decisively, and its most advanced bombers were now within striking distance. The B-2 deployment was a direct response to months of escalating Houthi attacks on shipping in the Red Sea, which threatened not only regional stability, but also the flow of global trade. The Red Sea is a vital artery for international commerce, and any disruption here sends shockwaves through supply chains worldwide. The Houthis, backed and supplied by Iran, began targeting vessels indiscriminately, striking both military and civilian ships. Their campaign forced the U.S. and its allies to take decisive action to protect international shipping and deter further aggression. Defensive naval operations alone weren't enough. The U.S. realized it needed to strike at the root of the threat, not just defend against it. The challenge was to neutralize Houthi capabilities without escalating the conflict uncontrollably. Airstrikes began, but Houthi assets proved elusive, hidden in fortified bunkers, camouflaged in rugged terrain, or moved frequently to avoid detection. Standard air power struggled to keep up with their tactics. The B-2's unmatched stealth and precision made it the ideal tool to penetrate deep, heavily defended airspace and destroy high-value targets that other aircraft couldn't reach. Its advanced technology allowed it to evade sophisticated air defenses. Its arrival marked a clear shift from defensive patrols to an offensive campaign aimed at dismantling the Houthi war machine at its core. The U.S. was now taking the fight directly to the enemy's most protected assets. The timing of the B-2's deployment aligned with a new, more aggressive phase in the air campaign, signaling a commitment to sustained pressure and a willingness to escalate if necessary. With the B-2, U.S. commanders could now threaten any target in Yemen, no matter how well hidden or protected. The bomber's reach and accuracy changed the calculus for Houthi leaders. The message was unmistakable. The U.S. had both the capability and the will to dismantle the Houthi military infrastructure, sending a warning to their backers as well. This was not just a tactical move. It was a strategic decision designed to change the conflict's dynamics, reassure allies, and demonstrate American resolve on the world stage. The Houthi attacks on shipping thrust Yemen's conflict onto the world stage, transforming what was once a regional struggle into a crisis with global consequences. Suddenly, the world's attention was fixed on the Red Sea, a vital artery for international commerce. Backed by Iran, the Houthis used advanced missiles and drones to threaten not just Yemen, but regional powers and global trade. Their growing arsenal, supplied and improved with outside help, allowed them to strike with increasing range and precision, putting both military and civilian vessels at risk. Billions in trade passed through the Red Sea daily. Houthi attacks forced costly detours, raising global shipping costs. shipping companies scrambled to find safer routes, leading to delays and higher prices for goods worldwide, and highlighting just how interconnected the world's economies have become. The US aimed to restore freedom of navigation and degrade the Houthis' ability to project power, sending a message to Iran as well. American warships patrolled the waters, determined to protect vital shipping lanes and reassure allies in the region. The air campaign targeted radar sites, missile launch pads, and command centers, seeking to cripple the Houthis' ability to launch further attacks and disrupt the flow of weapons and intelligence. Despite hundreds of strikes, the Houthis proved resilient, suggesting their most critical assets were well protected underground. Their ability to adapt and recover after each attack made them a formidable adversary, complicating efforts to neutralize the threat. This is where the B-2's unique capabilities became essential, offering a new way to penetrate deep defenses and strike at the heart of Houthi operations. Unlike carrier jets or cruise missiles, the B-2 could fly undetected, strike multiple targets, and hunt mobile launchers at night. Its stealth and precision made it the ideal tool for a campaign that demanded both surprise and overwhelming force. Its deployment signaled a shift from disrupting attacks to systematically dismantling Houthi military power, aiming to break their ability to threaten the seas and the region. The US was now aiming for a decisive, ambitious objective: to ensure the safety of global trade and restore stability to one of the world's most important waterways. The B-2 Spirit's defining feature is stealth. Its flying wing design and radar-absorbent coating make it nearly invisible to enemy defenses. Unlike conventional bombers, the B-2 can penetrate the world's most sophisticated air defense systems. It can strike heavily protected targets, nuclear sites, leadership bunkers, command centers, deep inside enemy territory. By neutralizing these nodes, the B-2 opens the door for other aircraft to operate safely. With a two-person crew and intercontinental range, the B-2 can carry up to 40,000 pounds of conventional or nuclear weapons. Its payload includes everything from precision-guided JDAMs to massive bunker-busting bombs. In Yemen, these capabilities were crucial. The B-2 could ignore Houthi air defenses and loiter to find hidden targets. Its advanced sensors and large payload meant a single sortie could destroy multiple targets. The B-2's versatility and survivability made it the perfect tool for the campaign. It was the ultimate force multiplier in the skies over Yemen. The B-2's mission in Yemen sent a powerful message to Iran, the Houthis' main sponsor. Striking the Houthis was also a warning to Tehran about the costs of proxy warfare. The B-2's presence was a form of armed diplomacy, reminding Iran of America's ultimate military power, especially as nuclear talks resumed. The bombers on Diego Garcia were a tangible threat to Iran's most protected assets, including underground nuclear sites. This show of force strengthened US diplomats' hand at the negotiating table. The credible military threats create incentives for diplomatic solutions. The B-2's raised the stakes for Iran, forcing its leaders to weigh the risks of escalation. The deployment was a textbook example of combining military pressure with diplomacy. Rumors swirled about the B-2's carrying the GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, the largest conventional bomb designed to destroy deeply buried bunkers. The B-2 is the only aircraft certified to deliver this weapon, fueling speculation it might be used against Houthi underground facilities. Officially, the US denied using the MOP in Yemen, but the ambiguity itself had psychological impact. More likely, the B-2's used a mix of powerful bunker-busting bombs like the GBU-31 JDAM and GBU-28 Paveway 3. These munitions can destroy most hardened targets and allow a single B-2 to strike multiple sites in one mission. The mere possibility of the MOP forced adversaries to question the safety of their deepest hideouts. The B-2's arsenal made it a formidable threat, whether or not the MOP was actually used. Its presence alone changed the calculus for Houthi leaders. After about a month, the B-2's quietly left Diego Garcia, signaling a deliberate de-escalation. Their withdrawal followed a breakthrough ceasefire deal. The US halted airstrikes and the Houthis agreed to stop attacks on US ships. The agreement met America's core objective, protecting its shipping interests while allowing the Houthis to save face. With the direct threat removed, keeping the B-2's in theater was unnecessary and potentially provocative. The withdrawal also coincided with progress in US-Iran nuclear talks, suggesting military pressure had helped open diplomatic doors. Removing the B-2s lowered tensions and reduced the risk of miscalculation. The bombers had served their purpose as a tool of coercion. Now, diplomacy was taking the lead. The B-2s departure didn't mean a full U.S. withdrawal. Instead, B-52 bombers replaced them on Diego Garcia. The B-52, a legendary but non-stealth aircraft, signaled a shift from high-intensity missions to a more visible, standoff deterrent. Unlike the secretive B-2, the B-52's presence is overt, patrolling the region, ready to respond if the ceasefire is broken. This swap allowed the U.S. to maintain pressure without escalating. The B-52 is cheaper and easier to maintain, making it ideal for sustained patrols and enforcement. The peace was fragile. The Houthis could still target others, and Iran's regional activities continued. Replacing B-2s with B-52s was a calculated risk, de-escalating while keeping a powerful deterrent in place. The U.S. stepped back from the brink but left a formidable guard on duty. The shift reflected a return to sustainable, traditional force posture. The region remained tense, but the immediate crisis had been contained. The Yemen campaign showcased a new model for U.S. air power, rapidly surging advanced assets to achieve political goals, then withdrawing just as quickly. This surge and recede strategy avoids long entanglements while shaping events decisively. The B-2's unique value and the promise of its successor, the B-21 Raider, was clear. Stealth bombers are essential for penetrating modern defenses. Even non-state actors with state backing can create dangerous anti-access environments. Forward bases like Diego Garcia proved critical, offering flexibility without the complications of regional host nations. The campaign was a masterclass in coercive air power, combining military action with diplomatic leverage. The U.S. demonstrated agility, escalating rapidly, then de-escalating to seize diplomatic opportunities. The lesson for the world: when America acts, it can bring overwhelming power to bear, changing the facts on the ground and at the negotiating table overnight.